Welcome to gosh dang it, I always do this. Dragon Quest Papi Podcast. Check out my other podcast, Polite Talk Podcast, where I talk about all things anime, video games, or whatever. But this is Dragon Quest Papi Podcast. This is like the third time that I've done the same freaking mistake on my intro. Anyway, so guys, it's just me today. I apologize. I've had some awesome guests recently. Shout out to all of my guests as well, from Snoo Sprouts to Ost to Yuji. If you guys or anyone else are interested in either coming back for an episode or joining me for your first episode on the show, definitely reach out to me. I love having guests, so no matter where you're at in the world, what time differences it is, we can always accommodate. I can always accommodate to your schedule somehow, and we'll figure something out. But the other thing I wanted to let everyone know, if you haven't noticed by now, is this podcast is actually going to change into a weekly upload schedule. So yes, super exciting. I'm super excited about this because I honestly, recording a podcast is probably my favorite form of filming or like favorite kind of video style to record. Not because it's probably the easiest, but I just love to talk, man. I love to talk. I love to meet new people and talk with more people, to different people, and I just really enjoy podcasting. So I'm really glad that my podcast has been getting enough attention where I feel like it's time to make it a weekly thing instead of a bi-weekly thing. So I'm really excited about that. Besides that, I've kind of changed my schedule around with video uploads. I'm going to prolong uploads a bit, and I'm also going to be making like my reviews for the anime, for example, exclusive to Patreon. Where on Patreon, the 2020 anime reviews have been also with the reaction of the actual episode I was reviewing. So if you want to check those out, head on over to my patreon.com/DragonQuestPapi and join my hero tier, which is just $5, and you'll have access to those reactions plus reviews for every episode of the Dragon Quest Dai 2020 anime. I'm also continuously doing the Dino Daiboken 1991 anime reactions, but I have decided to now make them exclusive to my Patreon as well. I apologize for this, but it just started to get a little tedious with editing because I had to basically edit 2 whole videos from one recording. And it just became very tedious, and so yeah, I'm gonna just have them up on Patreon. Besides, I was really getting annoyed with all of the copyright things that I was running into with the Dino Daiboken 1991 reactions. There were some videos that were getting flagged for the audio, so I had to like stop putting the audio for the actual episode I was recording. Then I was getting other issues with copyright with I don't even know what, and so I'm just done with posting reactions to any of the anime of Dragon Quest Dai onto my YouTube. So again, I apologize for that. They are all on my Patreon, and I will be continuously releasing reactions to the episodes twice a month. So every month I'll have a reaction plus a review of the Dragon Quest Dai 2020 anime, and then every month I'll also have a Dino Daiboken 1991 reaction released. A new episode every single month. When I'm done with the 1991 version, by the way, I will be moving on to the other Dragon Quest anime. I think Abel is his the main character's name. But yeah, so anyways, there's going to be a lot of content on my Patreon for reaction wise for the Dragon Quest Dai and the Dragon Quest in general animes. Anyways, excuse me. I'm sorry I took a huge time for this introduction. I sincerely apologize for that. I want to get into the main topic, which is basically me just complaining. I'm going to be complaining about Dragon Quest Dai, the anime, the 2020 version, the ending. So this is obviously a spoiler podcast, a spoiler episode. So you have been warned, but I will be talking about heavy spoilers of the anime. I guess that includes the manga and everything because it's done for now and hopefully not forever. But yeah, so you have been warned. I'd love for you to stick around, but it's just not, for you if you haven't finished the show or if you are care to, eventually watch it someday. So, okay. The show itself was incredible. I love the show. It was fantastic. It was a great freaking anime. It was super fun. The characters were all incredibly written. The story was really well done. The fighting was absolutely top tier. Just I think it was so good. Just such great fighting. The way that Riku Sanjo and the other guy, I forgot his name. I have the manga literally right there, but it's a little too far and I don't want to reach for it. So basically the creators of this show did such a great job keeping it Dragon Quest, right? It feels like Dragon Quest 100%. And obviously the monster designs, the designs of the characters helps and all that stuff, but even with like the spells, like the fighting, the abilities, everything just felt very Dragon Questy as well. The puns, obviously, or the jokes, stuff like that. But the fighting was really well done. Obviously, it's not going to translate 100% from an turn-based RPG, a JRPG game to an anime. Like you need different kind of fighting, but the way that they did it I think works really well. A lot of the spells look fantastic, the way that they portray them, and it's just the little bits and pieces that they add to the story, to the world, I think was really, really well done, and to the point where I've even read and heard that, like, for example, all of the like lightning based attacks in like the games today, like Gigagas for example, are inspired from like Giga Break for example, from Baran's move originally, and then Dai adopts it. Actually, I have to shout out Leo DeJax for that bit of information. I just remembered where I heard it from a somewhat of a recent video that he uploaded talking about Dragon Quest Dai. So shout out to him. But I think Dragon Quest Dai was phenomenal. I particularly love the characters more than anything. And I'm a huge sucker for like in Spanish they're novelas, telenovelas, soap operas. But basically love stories, bro. Love connections, love interests. I am all about it. I freaking love that stuff so much. And so when you pepper in those little details into a story, I'm always much more interested in the characters. So basically, I think the show did an amazing job with shipping people together, unofficially, but we just like definitely knew or thought we knew who was going to be with who. So this is where my complaints start to happen after the last episode of Dragon Quest Dai. Again, the 2020 anime. So, bro, the last episode of this anime left me. I'm going to talk about me right now because I don't want to involve the community. Because I kind of got a little bit of crap for my opinion on my last reaction episode I had up on YouTube. Understandably so. And even my Patreon from my patrons at the time. But I did not like the ending. I was left with more questions than answers. I was left with more just doubts and like frustrating questions. For example, okay, I've already talked with people that already know or have seen interviews with the creators and stuff like that. Dai is not dead. We know he's not dead. I got that. I get it. What we don't know is, and technically the last episode also confirms this, but honestly, it still kind of leaves it up in the air unless you've like researched it, right? So like, again, I've talked to people that have been fans of this show for literally 30 years, like, or more. But yeah, I mean, they all say the same thing, like, oh yeah, the next villain was supposed to be Velzar. And they were going to go down to the underworld to fight him and stuff like that. There was gonna be new Dragon Riders. Crocodile was gonna be part of the Dragon Riders. There's supposed to be a new character introduced that was also gonna be part of the Dragon Riders. Besides obviously Larhart. But basically my where I start to complain is when everything was said and done and they were basically looking for Dai, we did not get confirmation on who ended up with who. And that pissed me off. First of all, why is Amy with Hjunkle and Larhart? What is she doing there? Okay? We all know she is not going to get with Hjunkle. We all know Mom and Hjunkle are together forever. They're in love with each other, and they should be together forever. Pop and Merlu should be together as well. Now, I understand that Pop is still in love with Mom. I understand that. But that's not his girl, bro. It's Merlu. But the thing is, we never got confirmation as to who ended up with who or who was going to end up together. The only confirmation we got, which was really nice, was Avan and Flora. That was a beautiful little sort of, touch to that was basically the only detail that we got from character romances that I was hoping for. And it was honestly, there wasn't any kissing or anything. It was just kind of, obviously Avan became the king, and he grew a little mustache and goatee, which was so freaking adorable. But basically we did get that confirmation, which was again portrayed in a very satisfying way, But that was just one shot. It was literally just a shot of him and her sitting in the throne room together. Why couldn't we get a simple scene A simple panel of just knowing who got with who officially. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Why could we not have gotten just that little detail? I mean, we know for a fact that Dai and Leona they're each other's baby girl and baby boy. You know, they love each other for sure. They're together. They're gonna be together. Yes or yes, right? But the thing that pissed me off was, who's Pop gonna be with officially? Is Hyunkle and Mom gonna actually end up together? You know, like, is Merulu gonna be with Pop? Is Pop gonna be with Mom? Like, what the hell is gonna happen? Like, please. Like, I needed to know this. Like, I needed to know this. I don't think you guys understand how badly I needed to know this. Like, it was something ever since, bro, Merulu got introduced into the show. And you could obviously tell she had the hots for Pop. And how cute she acted around him. If you don't know by now, Merulu's my baby girl. She's my favorite of the girls in the show. I've done a tier list about it, I believe. I'm pretty sure. Or at least I've talked about it. If not, I got to do a tier list now that I think about it. But anyways, moving on. Ever since that started, that whole little love triangle, and then with Hyunkle too, it's basically a love square at that point. But oh my gosh, dude, I just was hoping. I was hoping with all of my heart that I was gonna get confirmation on who was gonna get together. Like, I'm sorry, but for me, it was such a huge disappointment. If you watched my reaction to the last episode, you know how disappointed I was. And again, I got crap for it because some people just did not agree with me, which 100% I'm okay with. I don't expect people to agree with everything I say or like or don't like. But that's just how I feel personally. And again, it was a huge letdown for me. It really was. Like, to this day, I'm praying and hoping to all the gods that Rico Sanjo finishes this damn story. Because, bro, I need it. I need this. I need to see these confirmations. Even if I get let down. I just want to know. And, yeah, I really hope he does someday before he dies. Because obviously he's probably pretty old right now. I don't know how old he is officially, but I know they are old. They have to be, you know. But the point is, it was a huge disappointment. Besides that, I also, again, hate the fact that we just got left on a huge cliffhanger as to what happened to Dai. There's a lot of speculation. There's speculation that he's lost his memory and that he doesn't know or remember who he was and where he's at. You know, another speculation is that the Celestians from Celestia recovered him and he's with them for whatever reason, for I don't know how long he's going to be there, but basically he's there, I don't know, training or figuring stuff out. I don't know. And then, well, those are the two theories that at least I remember, but which also makes sense. I think those two theories make a lot of sense. I think the Celestial one would be kind of like the coolest one, because I'm sick of all this amnesia and anime. But basically, I mean, the yeah, I mean that part, although was still disappointment, wasn't as bad as a disappointment again to not just not having confirmation as to who ended up together. So, anyways, I don't want to keep saying the same thing because I could keep just ranting about the same thing this whole time, but that's legit what I feel. I just honestly, just hate the lack of information when this show ended. And I really hope it's not over. I really hope the artists and the creators come back and finish the story. I really, really hope they do, because for me, it could be a 10 out of 10 anime. It could have been a 10 out of 10 anime if it would have at least answered a little bit more questions for me. It just left so many more questions for me at the end that it dropped down the rating. I don't know what to give it, honestly. It may be an 8 or 7. And again, I really wish it would be a 10 out of 10 if I just had a little bit more information. You know what I mean? But those things, I promise, just totally hurt me, man. And yeah, yeah. Amazing show. Again, I really hope the creators come back and finish it. But that's my opinion. So, what's your opinion? Let me know either how badly you disagree with me, if you agree with me at all, or your point of view. Is this something that you even care about? This whole situation, is it something that you cared about at all? Yeah, just let me know. I definitely would love to hear your opinions, your thoughts, your comments on this whole situation, this whole anime as a whole, the whole episode, everything about it. I'd love to hear what you thought about it. But yeah, again, that's basically it for my main section, so I'm going to stop saying the same thing. And we're going to move on to my other section, which is what I'm playing / watching / doing. Sorry, let me just drink a little bit of water. Okay, so let me see if I can remember any updates. So basically, I'm still working on Dragon Warrior 3. I'm in the Sky World, and I just realized how badly it sucks when you get paralyzed. So I didn't realize this the first time it happened because I was kind of distracted, but basically there was a point where I died. My whole party got wiped out, but I didn't think everyone got killed. And all of a sudden I woke up in Aliahan with the prime minister or whatever, the chancellor, talking to me as if I died. And I was like, what the hell? How did I die? Because again, I was just kind of grinding, and I was a little distracted, and then all of a sudden I died, and I was like, what the freak? So basically, recently, last week, basically, I was going back up the tower, and I fought those skeleton monsters with multiple arms that attack twice. They're super fast and annoying. And they paralyzed my whole party, and we got wiped out. So that's what happened the last time too, and I got so freaking annoyed with it. So basically now I'm making my way up the tower again, and I just have to be more cautious, man. I have to be more careful. But my God, dude, it's honestly been pretty annoying. It's not as bad as Dragon Quest 2, the end game where, the Rhone, Cave of Rhone area is just like ridiculous. But honestly, it's kind of close at this point. It's pretty annoying how much more difficult this area is. Which makes sense, but still, it just sucks, dude. It sucks that the monsters can just basically wipe you out like that in such an easy way. It's so annoying. But anyways, so I'm playing that, and I want to... Basically, what my goal is right now is I want to finish Dragon Warrior 3, and then I want to move on to 4, and then 5, and then 6. Just kind of playing them in order sort of thing. Or at least finishing them in order for the second time. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. But I am getting super, tempted to play Dragon Quest 9 for some reason. I think it's mostly because I've been seeing quite a bit of videos from Dragon Quest 9 recently. Shout out to RPG Archive for making some awesome videos on Dragon Quest 9. And also Zach Gobble, or Gobble, whatever his name is. I've seen a little bit of his videos as well. And yeah, they basically just kind of sparked my interest in getting back into the game. Shout out to Ost as well, because, bringing up how to actually have access to the post-game stuff or the DLC stuff in Dragon Quest 9. But basically, all of this stuff just piqued my interest in wanting to get back into it. I think I'd start a new file, to be honest. But I definitely would like to get back into it. But anyways, what I'm also playing, besides Dragon Warrior 3, I turned on Treasures today just to take a picture of a monster that I had, because somebody on Reddit was asking about special sort of monsters with different accessories or whatever, and I told them that I had a Hades Condor, a black Hades Condor with teeth. And he's like vampire teeth? And I was like, no, I'll show you later. I'll take a picture and show it to you later. And I did that. And he was like, oh, wow, cool. But anyway, so I did that. But besides that, I think the only other game I've played... Oh, I did re-download Tact. And I played a little bit of it. But unfortunately, I erased it again. I apologize. I know there's a lot of people that love that game, but for some reason I don't know why. I just can't get into it that much. Yeah, I'd rather just play the mainline games, honestly, right now. The other thing I'm tempted to play, by the way, is Dragon Quest X, because I keep seeing just posts about how amazing the Clarity team is, and just how, which they are, but just how much work they've put into translation and how much progress they're making. And honestly, I get tempted every single time I hear something about it to play the game. What I'd like to do is stream it as well, and maybe someday I will. Hopefully soon, to be honest. I'd love to do it soon, but anyways, we'll see when that happens. But basically, besides all of that, the other thing I'm for sure playing is Elden Ring still. I freaking love that game. I have finally beaten Margit, or Margaret. No, it's Margit. I call him Margot Robbie. And then I finally beat Godric. And now I just kind of made it through Stormville Castle. And I'm moving on to... Now I'm actually in Sulphur River, whatever. The underground part. And I'm exploring that section before I move on to the next section. Because I never actually explored the Sulphur area because I was too scared. So, but now I'm exploring that. I think the next playthrough I should be able to finish that area, and then I'll move on to the rest of like north of Stormville Castle, basically. But the game is incredible, man. I freaking love Elden Ring so much. I think I've got about 30 or 40 hours in it now, and oh God, it's so good. It's so good. Amazing game. Absolutely love that game. But besides that, in terms of what I'm watching, we all know I'm reading and watching Dragon Quest Die. I've talked about it a million bajillion times. And then today we actually finally watched a couple episodes of Spy Family with my family, which was adorable. Love that show. The drama is getting real in that show. Legit. It's literally turning into a telenovela. This, I'm telling you, you start adding these little elements of love triangles or love interests and stuff like that, and I just instantly just love it. I love it. But besides that, I'm not really doing anything else. I'm just heavily working on my manga. Like my act 1 of the manga, I'm almost finished writing it officially, and then the only thing I have to finish doing is basically just kind of reading through it one more time, and then just finalizing details and just fixing up a lot of, finishing up the, like, basically reviewing it one more time and then just finalizing everything. And then I'm planning on releasing that act as like a short story, probably on my Patreon, and have that available to anyone that wants to read it. And then after that, I'm just going to heavily focus on actually drawing the manga, because I've been slowly drawing some of like the faces of the characters of my manga, but I really need to start working on drawing the actual panels of like the story, which the story is, I can basically start doing it now. I just have to like actually do it. But I am planning on at least finishing 100% Act 1 and then heavily working on my stories, the panels, because I want to release the chapters onto my Patreon. I would love to do it this year, by like summer. I would love to have my first chapter up. So I really, really hope that I can get it, having my chapters go up in the summer. I really, really hope I can do that. And I think I can. So I'm really confident that I can. So yeah, it's all just a matter of, honestly, before I might be able to even start uploading stuff in spring. So I'm really excited about that. But but honestly, Dragon Quest Phoenix is honestly, and I'm not just saying this because I'm trying to like promote it or it's my material, but I really feel amazing, really good about the story. I mean, I really feel like this is a really good story. And again, I don't mean to just kind of gush over my own freaking project, but I am so excited to release this to you guys because I really, really feel so damn proud of it. Like, I think the characters are so damn well written. Like, they just, the battling, the situations, the events, the lows, the highs. I think there's a lot of cool things in this story so far, and that they're written in a way that it's pretty well paced, and it just entertaining and interesting. I really feel really good about my project, and so I'm really excited to bring it out to everyone. But anyways, that's basically it for this episode. I don't have anything else I can think of that I need to say, so we're probably just gonna call it a day right there. So yeah, so guys, yeah, as always, thank you so much for listening, for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, please do me a favor and like this video, subscribe to the channel. I would very much appreciate that. If you're interested at all in supporting me, please head over to my patreon.com/DragonQuestPapi. I've got a $1 tier, which is simply just a little tip to help with my content creation. And then I have the $5 tier where you can get access to all of my reactions, again, to all of the Dragon Quest Die animes that I'm reacting to, but also that's where my project will be having my chapters released. After Chapter 1, Chapter 1 is going to be free, but Chapter 2 and onward will be released on my Patreon on the $5 tier. So, yeah. So, anyways, that is it for today. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace!